There's a new sheriff in town. Out with the old, in with the new. Folks, I should probably take my own advice and buy new underwear. Kind of stinky in here.
That is what they call me. O-U-T-L-A-W. That is what they call me. King of the woods, heat from the stairs. That is what they call me. Outlaw, outlaw.
I am excited to do this one, dude. I had to throw the old Levi Garrett and say out with the old because that's basically what is happening right now, folks. Because we are doing a vidja on one I've been trying to get my hands on for freaking ever. Got a shout out to Andrew again from Pennsylvania. He got us some Levi Garrett Wintergreen Snuff. This is brand new out on the market. Obviously an American Snuff Company brand, the same company that makes Grizzly, Kodiak, Cougar. We did a video on this one. This was like my first dip back into the dip vidja game. Levi Garrett Signature Snuff, which I was a big fan of, to be honest. I freaking, about most of the can is gone. There's just about a pinch left. I was a pretty big fan of this. It reminded me a lot of Grizzly Snuff. Even though they still have Grizzly Snuff, it still has that kind of Grizzly Snuff, but still American Snuff Company fine cut flavor and pinchability to it. I'm really excited to try this Wintergreen Snuff, which obviously will be a fine cut. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't cracked it open yet, but the reason I'm so excited to do this is, one, we're trying a dip I've never tried before, and it's brand new on the market, and still a brand that is very new to a dip can, because usually you're used to seeing these chew bags. Now, funny story, I paid like $25 for this chew bag. If you guys remember, I showed the receipt and I was like, what is up with Levi Garrett being like $20 to $30 now in some places? It's ridiculous. Even at Walmart, it's like $15. I was like, what in the world? Or maybe it was 13 or 14. Wherever I got mine, at this one tea store, I like to call it, it was over 20 bucks, which is crazy, especially because there's not a lot of people buying loose leaf out there anymore. Now, I don't think loose leaf is going to go away for quite a while, because there is still a lot of people chewing Red Man, chewing Levi Garrett. There still is like a majority of America that's buying them, so I don't think that we're going to see these leave stores. Some things you might see leaving stores, which American Snuff Company produces as well, is things like plug, things like twist tobacco, things like, I've seen some stores still carry their dry snuff, the snorting snuff, which is kind of how all of this started and kind of how the Levi Garrett brand got started. If you've ever seen this around, it's a little canister. It's called Garrett & Sons Scotch Snuff, and they have a sweet snuff, I believe. Those, you've probably seen them around. Those are from like the 1700s, folks, like late 1700s. Levi Garrett & Sons, they started with that, and then eventually went to, there was like twist tobaccos that they did and plug tobaccos, and then chewing tobacco, which became this, and it was like its own distinct flavor. Everybody, dude, this was my favorite. It still is to this day. When it comes to chewing tobacco, Levi Garrett has such a distinct flavor, which I love. I would say Levi Garrett and a lot of the Stoker's brands that they have. Stoker's has so many. And I absolutely love them too, as far as chewing tobacco goes. Hey folks, don't forget, this video is for educational purposes only, okay? If you're trying to quit tobacco, make sure to get over to outlawdip.com. We got 30 plus flavors over there for you to try, and a bunch of different gosh dang brands, pouches, fat cut, and our new Nic Safe options, which is a nicotine alternative that still gives you a gosh dang buzz. Get you some, link in the description box below. But this is something completely new, and it interests me. While I crack this, I'll keep talking. Let's just get a look at the can really quick though. Like I said, this is the Wintergreen Snuff, and which is making me think it's a fine cut. The new can has their trademark seal on the top, which looks very cool. You can see an old tobacco barn and a tobacco field in the background there. They got the signature on the side, and then you'll see on the side there with the trademark, it says 70-30. So you're gonna get 70% US tobacco, 30% imported tobacco. And like I've talked about before, American Snuff Company, most of their imported tobacco is gonna come from Brazil. With this, I don't know for a fact yet. I didn't see it on the website of what they use, but that's a lot of what they're using. The only time I've seen them use something different than Brazilian tobacco from what they show is the Kodiak Grower Select, which was apparently up in the Great Lakes of Canada that they sourced that tobacco from. And it was a dark fire cured tobacco. Ooh, slight mild, but dark wintergreen smell coming out the seal. Love that. Let's get a side pack on it. When it's fine cut, side packing is always a little bit better. Oh yeah, definitely fine cut, folks. The smell is delicious, actually. Wow. Now, guys, we actually just tried, you can see the fineness of it there. We actually just tried on a live show a couple weeks ago, the Copenhagen Wintergreen fine cut, which I'd never tried before either. I was like, what in the world? What is up with all these fine cut wintergreens coming out? I didn't understand it. The only fine cut wintergreen that I know that was like very popular, and still is, I reckon, like not a lot of people are probably dipping it, I think, but it's the Skull Original Fine Cut Wintergreen. That, to me, is probably the most popular fine cut. And then you see Copenhagen, which is the same company under Skull. They came out with theirs. And then you see Levi Garrett coming out with theirs, their Wintergreen Snuff fine cut, which it's weird because a lot of people aren't dipping a lot of fine cut anymore either. Some people say that fine cut has a quicker and stronger nicotine hit than your regular long cut or your loose leaf, which I could see that, but sometimes it depends on, I guess, how the tobacco was cured and all that stuff as well. But some people also say it's softer on their gums, which I have had that for sure as well. Fine cut is softer, and sometimes that softness, and because it is so fine cut, you can get almost a different flavor profile out of the same flavor that could be in a long cut or a mid cut or an extra long cut or chewing tobacco. So kind of interesting. So I'm interested to see this Wintergreen Snuff. We tried the Copenhagen Fine Cut Wintergreen, and if you guys remember, if you saw the live show, I wasn't a huge fan of it. This smell is much more mild, and I'm getting a dark, robust tobacco flavor, which is actually kind of nice. Oh, here we go. Made the old-fashioned way. Right. Check that out, folks. My screen just died, so I don't even know if that focused. I apologize. I'm alone today. No gosh dang cameraman. Let's try to get us a nice fatty here. Oh, that was decent. Don't worry, I'll throw in a killer filler, okay? Don't worry, I'm just letting it sit for a second. You know, it's wild. I haven't had Skull Fine Cut Wintergreen in quite a while, but that right off the bat, this is super fine stuff. Super fine, but the moisture is pretty gosh dang good. That's the one, son. Oh, man. Sorry, Morgan Wallen. We did a blind tea tasting the last video we did. I don't know if you guys saw it yet. Morgan Wallen's sweet tea didn't do very gosh dang good, so I reckon what it's good for is a spitter. So we're going to use that today. All right, let me get this freaking dip out of my mustachio. Let's sit with this for a second. This is very interesting. All right, so slight burn, which I like. I didn't get a big burn out of the Copenhagen. The Copenhagen Fine Cut was a little bit sweeter. This is super mild sweetness with the wintergreen flavor. Mixes very well with the tobacco. Like the tobacco, the dark, like I said, robust. It's not very bold, but it's like I'm getting that deep, dark tobacco earthiness that I enjoy, and it mixes very well with this wintergreen. It kind of reminds me of the Kodiak Grower Select, how even though that wasn't fine cut, the wintergreen flavor and with the dark fire cured tobacco leaf really was nice. I don't know if this is dark fire cured. To be honest, it's kind of tasting like it is. I'm not getting much like smokiness out of it. It's funny because with smokiness in moist snuff, like that Kodiak Grower Select, when I took it out after the vid was done, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so much smoke aroma now that I take it out, which is kind of interesting. Sometimes it kind of hides subtly in there. I don't know for a fact yet. I'm not getting a lot of smokiness, but I am getting like a dark, earthy tobacco flavor, which I think is pretty gosh dang good. I would say already I'm enjoying this more than the Copenhagen Fine Cut. Not so bad so far. I'm enjoying it. After I spit, I'm getting a little tanginess on the edge of my lips, on the end of my tongue. It's an enjoyable wintergreen flavor. You know, the thing with Skull Fine Cut Wintergreen that I never liked back in the day is there was a little bit of a, tannin flavor. You get that in like bourbons and stuff. It's like a oak tannin or something that's kind of like bitter and sour to your taste buds that you don't really enjoy much. And I get that a little bit with the Skull. This one's nice throughout. Very, very good flavor. Let's see the date on here. I'm spitting a lot. This is making me salivate for sure, which fine cut will do as well. You got to be a little bit of a pro dipper to dip fine cut. I used to dip nothing but Copenhagen Snuff back in the day. And yeah, dude, this is surprising me. L3 is the laser coat I have, which is November 23. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's 4 months old. That's not bad. It's crazy to me though, that you can't really find the wintergreen snuff in a lot of areas, but you can find the signature snuff everywhere. The signature snuff is definitely very good. Maybe they're still kind of testing out the wintergreen snuff. I know Pennsylvania has it. I know some places in, was it Tennessee, I think had it. Ohio. Let me know if you guys see this in your area. But we don't have it here where I'm at in Colorado at all. I've been searching everywhere for it. Got the signature snuff. Dude, This is a great wintergreen flavor. I would buy this over the signature Snuff every time, for sure. Sometimes I do like that saltiness, which I'm gonna get from the signature Snuff. But this is really good. The buzz is hitting nice. The flavor is amazing with this, which you guys know I'm a big fan of dark fire cured tobaccos. I like the Grizzly Dark series. I like the Kodiak Grower Select, which is dark fired. This one definitely reminds me of that. A lot of history behind the Levi Garrett name. I'm happy right now because I was very disappointed when I saw the Levi Garrett name on a dip can, which they rebranded a little bit. They had one before. I think they were testing out in like a plastic can back in the day. Might have not been, but this is a legendary name in the tobacco industry. And from before even 1822, when you see Copenhagen, everybody thinks of like Copenhagen being the first company out there, but these guys were some of the first ones in America doing the dry nasal snuff, plug, tobaccos, and things of that nature. And I was a little worried with them putting it into a moist snuff brand if it was going to live up to the Levi Garrett name. And I got to say, it lived up to the gosh dang name, man. These are really good dips, to be honest. Like, as a dip connoisseur, I would say that is probably my favorite fine cut wintergreen I've ever had. Very good taste. It's semi-sweet. It's not overpowering. It's balanced through and through. I do dig it. I'm dipping it. The salivation is like crazy though. Like, I am salivating like freaking crazy. Now, I threw out a big freaking hog nut of some gosh dang fine cut, so that's bound to happen, but it is, it's sticking together pretty well too. It's, you know, I am getting a little bit of floaters. I kind of feel like this is more moist, I feel like, than the Copenhagen Snuff. Something about the Copenhagen Snuff cut, to me, actually held together pretty well. So I don't have a can of Copenhagen Snuff to compare it to right now, but the packability of it is not bad at all either, so. I'm glad. I was actually coming on here to think that it was not going to be my favorite, kind of like the Copenhagen Fine Cut was. But this is great, dude. This is a gosh dang good dip. Now, dip's getting gosh dang expensive. I don't know what Anthony paid for this. I think he said upwards of like $8. Could be even more. I think that Levi Garrett can cost me like $9, the signature Snuff. So let me know what you guys are paying. But I'm seeing freaking dip prices go through the roof, dude. It's absolutely crazy, man. So if you guys know what Levi Garrett or anything is in your area, also let me know what your chew bags are costing, because, dude, it's getting crazy up in here, all right? Man, god dang, that's freaking good. Did you guys know that you can get these vidjas early? You can get these vidjas 24 hours early if you guys sign up to my Patreon. Link in the description box below. You can get dip discounts, early vidja access. I got spit it. Hold on a sec. Early vidja access, exclusive vidjas, and much, much more over there on my Patreon. We're all having a bunch of freaking fun, and I can't thank you guys enough. And hey, just in a second, you're going to see the names at the end of the vidja. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for being a Snuff Soldier, Chew Chancellor, Dip God, Lipper Lord. Appreciate each and every single one of you, even the Pinch Princes. Man, it's fun just sitting back, having a gosh dang good dip and talking about it, dude. It's one of my freaking favorite things to do. Thank you guys for always coming here and coming back and watching the gosh dang vidjas. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button if you guys enjoy it. Maybe even elbow drop it. Maybe even give a little earlobe ding. Dude, I appreciate you guys. Make sure to subscribe as well. And don't forget, we also have memberships on this channel where you can get custom emojis in the comments below. And I automatically give you guys a reply to comment when you see it. So thank you guys so much. I love you. My name is Outlaw, and I'm out, y'all. We'll see ya on the dip side. I am buzzing, dude. Riding around in my pickup.